There you go. Alright, we haven't had Tracy on a podcast in a while, and now she actually wants to do more podcasts, and we might be doing a revamp, but you don't know about that yet. Probably will be announced the next season when this season is done.
Probably, most likely.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, bring the mic very close to you and straighten it out.
You're asking for a lot.
It's still not straight.
Like this?
Yes.
Yours isn't straight.
Because mine goes at an angle, and that one's a more specific mic.
Fine. This is straight.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, it can bend like that, but like, it was not like facing your mouth at all. Mine is like facing my mouth.
Watch mine be over here, and I'm like over talking this entire time like this. Anyways.
If you guys are wondering why I can talk to her like this and why we're talking to each other like this, is because we've been friends for too long. So, it's fine.
10, motherfucker. Decade in this bitch.
This will be interesting, but I choose to keep this in the beginning. But, yeah, hey everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been a while. I took like a week break or 2-week break, and I'm sorry about that, but I just needed personally the break for myself. I'm sure you all can understand that. But we were going pretty solid for, I think I was doing it for 6 weeks. I had 6 episodes come out. 7.
Dude, you just post.
I think I did 7. So, yeah. But thanks for joining us in today. Hopefully the audio is a lot better. I finally figured out what was wrong, and if Jared, if you're watching this, it was because my cable was broken. I just had to replace the cable that she's using right now. So it was probably just like static mic taking.
Yeah, the thing was like
tragically
loose.
Yeah. So, but if you guys haven't seen us from season 1 and stuff like that, once again, welcome back to the Seng Media Podcast. I am your host, Vinny Seng, and I have a co-host, Tracy. Welcome back to the podcast, and you're probably going to be on more podcasts in the future. I'm probably not going to be doing this alone anymore, maybe a couple episodes here and there, but now I can consistently say we're going to have someone on the podcast that could help me talk to our guests, and we're going to get the ball rolling. But on today's subject that we're going to talk about, and I forgot how good this mic is. Did I tell you that I got rid of this mic? Because I was trying to record on this mic back at my dad's house. Really? Because I wanted to use it for our color short films. And fun fact is, it stayed in my car, and I just used my Blue Yeti mic that I use for streaming. So this sat there in my car for the longest time, and I was too lazy to set this up, so I just kept using that mic. And that was the story of why this mic hasn't been on the channel for a long time. This is a really good mic.
You should have just left it on.
But now that everything is straight, I found out the Blue Yeti mic's really good for dialogue or monologues anyways.
Oh, really?
So, like, I could just use that at home. And if I do really want to, like, use this professional setup, I should come here, you know.
I'm glad I got a Blue Yeti.
Getting off topic. Yeah, she just got a Blue Yeti, guys. I'll put a picture up here and a link in the bio, but, like, if you want a good starter mic, I even recommended it for people who wanted to do podcasts. You don't need to get high-tech like this. Like, I invested, I think, this whole entire room is about $2,000 worth of stuff, I think.
Oh, that's a lot of stuff.
From, like, sounding equipment to the boom poles to, like, resetting things and stuff like that. But I went overkill because for some reason I go overkill with everything. You just need a Blue Yeti microphone, and you can connect it to your laptop. So if you have a laptop for a podcast or anything, or if you're streaming, if you want to talk just to your gaming friends, it's a great mic. Great mic. And you can fix a lot of it post. I'm pretty sure there's like applications I can use on the computer to make it sound crisp, but yeah, we're going on a tangent, and I don't really care because, you know, this podcast is chill, whatever. And
break the ice, boy.
We're going to start talking about, I've been wanting to talk about this, and I wanted to talk about it with someone else who watched the movie. I wanted to talk about how great Spider-Man Homecoming was. Not Homecoming, No Way Home. The latest Spider-Man movie. And not gonna lie, when I messaged Tracy, she's like, yeah, we can talk about it. I don't remember that much, so you're just gonna have to, like, re-enlighten the things. But if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and watch it on Disney Plus right now. We're not sponsored by Disney Plus, but hey, Disney Plus. sponsor us. Give us a shot. It's always welcome. But watch it. It's a really great movie. And viewer discretion is advised. If you don't want to listen to this podcast and listen to spoilers, watch at your own risk, I guess. But the reason I really want to talk about how good that movie is, right? It's not just because of the nostalgia. Did you watch the other Spider-Man movies growing up? No, you just watched this movie.
No, I watched like one or two.
Like the original one, like Tobey Maguire's one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then I never saw the second Spider-Man that came up in the movie, and then this is my first time seeing the one with Tom Holland.
Okay, yeah. So I'm kind of the same. I saw the first 3 from the original one, and then I think I saw the first one with Tom Holland, or like just the ones when he was like in Civil War and stuff like that. And I would say I'm a huge comic book nerd. Like, I think you can relate this with anime. Like, I might not have watched it, but I get the context because I love watching the stuff on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, like, I already know everything else from the other Spider-Mans, but continuing back, it's like, it's not only because of how Marvel was, like, the first movie to bring, like, previous actors back, and, like, wow, there's 3 Spider-Mans in the movie. Yeah. That was great, don't get me wrong, like, that's what made the movie, too.
Yeah.
But hopefully you understand me when we say that when I'm talking about this, because you've done short films with me and stuff like that. But I just want to talk about the character development of Tom Holland's Peter Parker and Spider-Man, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if y'all agree with me on this, or if you do, but in Civil War and like all the other movies, right? It seemed like he was Spider-Boy. It didn't seem like an actual Peter Parker. It didn't seem like an actual Spider-Man to me. It seemed like a person that was under Tony Stark. It was under Iron Man. Right?
Yeah, very, very immature.
Yeah.
Like, childish.
Yeah. And, like, that's fine, because that Peter Parker is, a kid from Queens, a high school student that becomes a college student, right?
Yeah.
But I was always confused of, like, why there's no character development for this person. Don't get me wrong, all the movies are great, but, like, it just didn't hit to me like, this is Peter Parker. Right?
No. This is yeah.
It was like, this is just a great hero amongst other heroes to me. And I was like, not getting it. But the fun fact is because, Sony sold Spider-Man to Marvel for a 4-year contract or something like that. Right? So they owned Spider-Man. They were able to do whatever they wanted with him. But I was always confused with why there was no Uncle Ben story, right? And then the fun fact about why... I'm sorry, I'm a fucking nerd. But the fun fact of why they didn't mention about Uncle Ben is because when Sony sold it to Marvel at the time, it was only a contract, so Sony was going to get Spider-Man back.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that last movie was Marvel and Sony collaboration.
Okay.
So that's why they were able to mention Uncle Ben in that movie, is because Sony, when they gave it to Marvel, they're like, you can't say Uncle Ben at all. So that's why he wasn't even mentioned at all. And that's why I was like, oh, this makes so much more sense now of like why that wasn't involved.
It's crazy how people like steer a story in like such a like unexpected direction because of certain things, but it still works.
Yeah, like the limitation. It's like, it's cool to see how smart people can be.
Yeah.
And like, if they're limited, they'll find a way to make it work.
They really
they did a really good job with the Spider-Man. Like, not gonna lie. And I wanted to say, it's like he became Spider-Boy, got things from Iron Man, got character development, and then like Mysterio broke him, he lost Tony Stark and all that type of stuff. But this movie just hit extra different. Like, do you remember when rest in peace, Aunt May? Oh my God, I can't speak. Rest in peace to her. But like, did you see Tom Holland? Like, that scene was beautiful, in the rain, crying. Like, I remember seeing that scene, I was like, oh, they ain't fucking around anymore. Holy shit. And I was like, Peter doesn't, like, because if you guys know, Spider-Man is, like, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, nothing will get to you. You know what I'm saying? And, like, he's always believed in good. But this is, like, the final breaking point for him. He's like, I don't want to help these villains anymore. I don't want to, like, turn them back to normal. Like, I just want to send them back home. And then what was beautiful is when the other Peter Parkers came on top of the rooftop, right? And gave the advice, like, great power becomes a great responsibility. Like, Aunt May died with that, saying that to him. But he didn't listen until the other Peter said it.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh shit, there's a connection, so maybe I should listen. You know, because we were all like that when we were kids. We were stubborn. Like, we're innocent, nice, but stubborn too. You know?
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you realize this in the scene, but like that's where it shifted him. He was like, yeah, I can still do good. And it was like the other Peter Parkers, the other Spider-Mans that were mentoring him. Like, don't do the same mistakes that I did. You could fix them now.
Yeah.
Instead of going through what I went through.
Yeah.
And I feel like what's beautiful about that is it's kind of like advice to us in the real life. Right?
Yeah, I see it.
It's like, if you have mentors, if you have people that could give that wisdom, don't make the same mistakes that they made.
Yeah.
So kind of like take it with a grain of salt. And it's all easier said than done. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes the message does come through. Sometimes the message still doesn't come through, and you need life to hit you.
Yeah.
You know? But I wanted to expand more on not just on that. But that made sense, right?
Yeah. No, because I kind of just realized, because sometimes when I watch movies, I don't really pay attention to like really like the messages, the lessons they want to teach.
Yeah.
So after you told me, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That makes so much more sense now.
Yeah. Because you know how some people can like, they could read the messages from books, right? And they're like books are more visual to them. I think that's where I'm built different. Where like, when I read a book, bruh, like I need to be like, and maybe it's my ADHD, like I need to be focused on that, you know? But like, it's hard for me to find the message, like I miss it. I need to like reread it again, but I don't really like reading like that. I want to get like that. But when it comes to movies, I'm like in it. Like, and it's kind of blessing and a curse because you know what they say, you probably know, like once you get behind the camera, video-wise, because you're more in photo, right? You never watch movies the same, and it's sad.
Yeah.
It's like if we went to the movies, right? And we're watching with each other, and then I'm like, and I say, yo, did you see how they cut that? Did you see the transition of that? And then you're probably like, can you just watch the fucking movie?
Yo, literally, like, I was watching a movie with Vince this one time, and then, I was thinking, and I was like, yo, when he watches a movie, he really is thinking about how they like the shot, how they filmed the shots, and I'm over here just watching it because it's nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, it's so fucking different.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how do you see that? How do you just like, oh my god, it got shot on the red camera, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's because once you get into video, like, you could never see it the same. Because, like, once you've done it, it's like, how can I reenact that? Like, how can I do that myself?
Yeah. Actually, I just remembered. It was Euphoria. Because Euphoria was shot really well, and you never watched Euphoria, so fuck you for that. But anyways,
Hey.
Euphoria is shot
You're probably using
really...
my HBO for it?
No, I'm using mine.
Oh, okay.
Haha, AT&T providing this shit for me.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah, Euphoria shot so well, like the cinematography. I didn't realize until Vince pointed it out. And he's like, the lighting, it gives that vibe, like that old school, but like, I don't know, it's just so cool. And then apparently season 2 of Euphoria was shot only on a film camera. Because they used to film it. They used to use a film camera in season 1 for like, I think like maybe a couple scenes, I don't really know, but then they liked it so much, the roll of film was from Kodak stopped the production for this roll though, like they discontinued for a long time, but they brought it back just for them to shoot Euphoria season 2.
Wow, that's amazing.
Dude.
Have you noticed like the trend of like film is coming back kind of thing?
Yeah.
Because I think it became like film cameras of like just capturing memories, but now like people are like really respecting how film.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Polaroid cameras, honestly, are interesting. I don't know if you remember, I was on this whole like roll of like researching about Polaroids.
That was right after a retreat.
Oh, dude, that was crazy. Yeah. Look, bro, I'm telling you, these Polaroids, but what makes me so sad is the film is so, like, it washes out so fast because the chemicals.
Yeah, you gotta, like, take care of it. And, like, you know, fun fact, you're actually not supposed to shake it after you take the photo.
Yeah, I knew that. But no. So, like, for the Fujifilm ones, the small rectangle ones, those ones, because it's, like, new, the chemicals in that film is new and it's like much higher quality. The colors will never fade. But for a 600 Polaroid camera, like the big ones that have those square films, then those wash out because it's so old. But Fuji has not, or Polaroid has not, like, I guess, created one with the better chemicals in it, but maybe I'm just wrong. Who the fuck knows? But
it's all different now. Like, it's a totally different game. Like, when Polaroids came out, it's totally different from film, and now everyone's getting into film again. But yeah, that's crazy how, like, you can never watch a movie the same once you're like a videographer, I guess.
Yeah, I see it now too.
I think it's the same for photographers, no? Like, when you look at magazines and photos, you're like, oh, they probably like.
Yeah. This, how is it shot? How is it edited?
Yeah.
Or sometimes like it would be like, oh, is it a drone shot or is it like an actual shot?
Like photo. Yeah. Or is it like, am I in a helicopter or am I in a drone? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But like going back to the movie. See, tangents, bro, but it always like it makes sense. It always makes sense. But like, see that message, but then here's the crazier message that came like at the end, right? Because like the point is this whole entire movie was character development. Like the beginning was like, you know, Peter was a little kid, he was like, oh shit, like everyone knows my identity, my life sucks.
Yeah.
You know, I just want everything to go back to normal. It's kind of selfish. You
yeah.
know? It's like, oh, like, can you just make everyone forget me? Oh, but like MJ needs to know. And my aunt.
Yeah.
Oh, and Happy. It's like, quit messing with the spell, you know? And then, like, at the end, and then, like, going through it, he sees his mistakes, right?
Yeah.
For all these villains, all these people are coming, he tinkered with the spell, messed it all up. Things seem to be going well, all of them got accepted to MIT. All the villains come, shit goes to wire, you know?
Yeah.
Green Goblin. William Dafoe did a great job acting as Green Goblin again. Great job. I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini, and I love seeing characters that can switch like that. Like,
oh boy, he got a personality disorder.
But like, he goes from scientist to, that's some neat trick you got there. And I was like, oh shit, that's acting right there. But like he realizes like he can't have everything that he wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he tells Dr. Strange, like, to make everyone forget me. And he's like, you don't understand, like, Peter Parker doesn't exist after today. You know, it's like you need to start all over, basically.
Yeah.
No one knows you. Schools, IDs, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And like he's like, okay, just do it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And here's the message at the end with it, right? It's a complete new reset, right?
Yeah.
It's he realized how much sacrifice is needed and like how other people's happiness is more than his own.
Yeah.
And he saw how happy MJ was, Ned was, and was like, you know what? I'm not going to bother that right now. When I meet them and we become friends, this will be natural again.
Yeah.
You know? And like the reset of the new suit and all that type of stuff. Fun fact too, they said that he made a new suit because Tony Stark's old suits doesn't know who Peter Parker is.
Oh.
So he can't go into that suit anymore. But like the overall message of the show was he developed into a new person. He figured out what being Spider-Man was.
Yeah.
He said it's sacrificing Peter Parker and becoming something greater. And becoming Spider-Man.
It's crazy. I was gonna say something, I forgot. What was I gonna say? Fuck.
Oh my god. Guess what? It hasn't been recorded.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That was a good warm-up though, to talk.
What? I can't think of it, bro. I'm struggling so.
Fuck. But we have camera audio on, so we'll just use the camera audio.
I guess.
You don't get to see how Chris the mic is now. Actually, you know.
You start recording.
We're gonna do a magic trick. 3, 2, 1, boom. Now you hear this audio. Wow, sounds a lot greater, right?
Fuck.
Hey, it's been a while since I had a guest on the show. I'm sorry. I took a week break.
You're so rusty.
It happens. You want to do all this stuff?
No.
That's so.
I'm doing enough already.
But yeah, like the message of the movie is so great, and it's like that's why I love the movie so much, and I put it on par with Spider-Man 2 because Spider-Man 2 was like one of the greatest movies ever made, and like this is where Peter Parker became Spider-Man, and like it's nice to see Tobey again to like refill his role, like as that person that we grew up with, and it was nice to see Andrew Garfield again actually, and like him saving MJ was like a bittersweet because he can save Gwen Stacy in his universe, and it's like. Wow, actually everyone's respecting them as actors now, and like Andrew, like they want him to have another shot at Spider-Man again in his own universe. Yeah. And it's like opening up so many opportunities for the future. And on top of the message of the movie, because like that was the overall message I saw from it. It's like this is where Spider-Boy became Spider-Man. This is where Peter Parker became Spider-Man too, and finding a deeper meaning of what it means to become Spider-Man. But what also this movie did is it opened gateways for new movies.
Oh, bro. So genius, bro. How did I think that?
Because, this is the first time where they're like, hey, we're going to listen to the fans. And that shit was crazy.
Yo, that's smart. Damn. Crazy. So much thought goes into it. And when someone watches this, they honestly don't see all the thoughts that someone is putting into it.
Yeah.
Like when you shoot a short film and you're like, I want them to see this, get this message and all of this. And you put in like all the effort into these small little symbolism. Like
with like a small prop or
and
something
nobody
like that.
sees it.
And no one sees it. No one sees it. It's is it still recording? It's still recording. Okay. Sometimes the camera stopped recording and I get scared. After 20 minutes, they stop recording. And that's why I usually take a break. Like the first season, I said, let's take a break and come back. But we're still good. We're still good.
Is that the A7 IV? Like it only records for 20 minutes?
No, the A7 IIIs do that.
I thought it was 30 instead of 20.
I just stop it at 20 to be safe.
Okay.
But I feel like we're going to finish this before 30 minutes anyways.
Yeah.
What were we talking about again? We're talking about the symbolism, right?
Yes.
So a lot of people don't really see how much planning goes into the storyboard.
Oh my god.
Trust me, guys. Movies are awesome, and like how people can make that is crazy. And like short films are like that too, in a smaller scale, but it's just as hard. It's really just as hard, especially if you want to have more than one actor. Dude. It's really, really hard. Like, you need to send the message. You need to get the right actor. You need to nail it. You have props. You have lights. You have videographer, editor, Sometimes you're a one-man army and you're doing it all yourself. But you got to make the film happen, You got to have the show go on. And, like, that's why those movies are crazy with the symbolism.
Oh, dude.
That's why I respect film so much. That's why I fell in love with doing this and I want to do this.
Oh, I feel like I'm learning something new every day about videos.
Dude, it's beautiful. And like, here's gonna blow your mind even more. The keeping the secrecy of it. The leaked footage of Andrew Garfield on set?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, that was just Photoshop. That was actual shot that like got leaked. Oh. And then Andrew Garfield was in Atlanta when where they were shooting the movie. Yeah. And he ordered a DoorDash and he wanted a contactless. But DoorDash, I'm a DoorDasher. I've done DoorDash. He ordered something where you had to do a signature, and he was blown. He was like, "Do I have to sign? Can you just leave it at my door? Like, please, I'll tip you more." Yeah. And it's like, no, you have to sign. Like, DoorDash won't let me leave unless you sign it. And then the fan was like, "Are you recording a movie, Andrew Garfield?" And he was like, "Dude, shut up, stop, no." Oh. Yeah. So like the secrecy of it, and then also like how I told you it was like a gateway to start new movies. Yeah. This is the first time where like a superhero movie listened to the fans and was like giving the fans what they want.
Oh, damn.
And this way wants me to bring up the next subject I want to talk about in a future podcast, right? You need to watch the Batman. I'm willing to watch it again if you want to watch it.
All right,
you need to watch that because I want to break that down even more because those I feel like are the two best movies that came out.
All right.
In the previous year.
When are we watching it?
When I have money because I'm poor. But I'm so down to watch that again because it's such a great movie, great pacing, good beginning Batman. It was like we said, this Spider-Man was different from the other Spider-Mans, and now we're getting to see it go into like the initial Spider-Mans that we love. This new Batman was a new Batman origin story. Oh. And it was great.
Damn.
And it was
okay.
just as good. If it might be my bias, I thought it was better than Spider-Man.
Oh.
But
We shall see.
it was still both really great movies. I love both of them. Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters in the Marvel Universe. Batman's my favorite in the DC Universe. And like that movie was so great. And you know how hard I dissect things. It was hard for me to dissect that movie.
Oh, damn.
That's why I want to watch it a second time.
I was like, maybe I'm just confused every time I watch a movie. but maybe it's just really hard to dissect it.
That's why you rewatch it, right? And then that's why anime is another great example. When I rewatched the anime after I saw the beginning and end, it makes more sense of like why they were doing the middle.
Yeah, you know, me and my sister, we rewatched Demon Slayer season 2, and we saw so much extra shit. We were like, yo, I didn't
notice the little things.
Yeah, you know the Orion, like the fucking Upper Moon 6?
Yeah.
Her hair went from black to white.
Yep.
And that's why when I went to Katsucon, I was like, why does this Upper 6 have black hair? And now I'm like, bro, she had black hair. Like,
did you notice this too?
What?
I'm gonna blow your mind again. You know, her previous life, she had white hair.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, when her brother came out and when she fully developed into her second form, that's why it's her white hair, because it goes back to her original self.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's crazy, dude. And then like how that shit ended, or like the love between like the brother and sister, fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's like he wanted to sacrifice himself for her to go to heaven.
Yeah.
But like she doesn't care as long as she's with him, because he is his world. Because that's like it's fucked up to say, like in their actual lifetime, it was just them, and it was crazy.
Yeah, dude, loyalty, man.
That's why the power of videos. I had a previous podcast on it. The power of videos and like stories are endless. Like it could make you feel some way that you never felt before.
I like it, but I feel like video is so hard for me.
It's okay. You don't need to be in it. You know, you could just enjoy the movie.
Well, I'm forced in it now because of work to do video.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Now I finally am seeing the things you guys were seeing, and I always was like, camera talk.
Yeah. At least if you don't want to, right? At least you don't need to dive into it too much. You just need to do whatever work you need to do for work.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wasn't that a great subject? Did I blow your mind a little bit?
You did.
I knew it was going to be just mostly me talking because you don't really remember the movie, but I'm glad I could explain it to someone, because I feel like when I do this podcast alone, I'm just like, what was I trying to talk about again? You know what? Let's wrap this up. But like, if I talk about it with someone, I'm like, yeah.
I feel like I was like getting nervous because I was like, yo, bro, I'm going to be confused as fuck listening to this shit, yo.
But I explained it well enough for you.
No, yeah. Like certain things I started to remember again as you like went in, because at first I was like, Aunt May?
Yeah.
MJ?
You know why?
And I was like, oh, Zendaya!
Yeah. You know why? I had my internal monologue where I could rewatch the whole movie in my head.
Oh, bro, no wonder. Because I was like, okay, I'm following. I'm getting this.
But thank you for being on this episode, Tracy. I'm glad to have you back, and you're probably going to be in future more episodes from now on.
Let's do this.
Expect to see her more, guys. And we hope you guys like this video. If you're watching from YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. It always helps out the channel.
Yes, sir.
If you're just listening on the podcast, check out the links below. It's, follow Tracy on her socials, and I'll put them in the link below. Follow my socials. Anything that helps, comment down subjects, DM us if you have any things you want to talk about. We're always open. And we're just going to keep on going with this. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. Peace.